Nobody observed your own feeling. So why you come to this class if you don't do it? You waste your time.
Because when I starting to lying down, I see the possibility. So I feel hatred, a little bit disappointed with the feeling inside. So after that, I sitting, I sitting, sleeping, sitting. So after sitting, I feel um, I want to lying down, and then I lying down. So I see, I just that's it, just observe the feeling like that, the kind of progressing in my body like that. So
So
I
what
don't know
did you
how
feel? How did you feel when you wake up?
um, wake up. I feel very inconvenient because one mosquito bite me 4 places in my arm. So I feel not convenient.
Okay, you feel a little bit upset. That's good. Okay, you have to observe
Something like
your
that.
feeling. Because if
Yeah.
you don't observe your feelings, no point to come to this lecture. Okay. Contemplation of the feelings is one of the 4. Okay. Satipatthana. Contemplation of the body, contemplation of the mind, contemplation of the feeling, and contemplation of the Dhamma. And we have spent nearly a month to study what kind of feeling, how it arises. And now you have to contemplate it. If you don't contemplate it, it's waste your time. Don't go to this class. I terminate the class. No point. You see, it's no good. You have to observe your feeling in your speaking, in your thinking, in your eating, in your sitting, in your sleeping, in the toileting. You go to the toilet, you have to observe how you feel. If you contemplate, and then you will see there are little bit change every day in your behavior, in your conduct. And that's called the Dhamma. That's called the karma. And that's called the samsara, the rebirth cycle. If you don't observe your own, you are acting like animal. Instinct for survival. Eating, sleeping. That's the animal. Is it? You keep eating and sleeping unconsciously. You don't know what you are doing. So you are acting like the animal. You are not contemplating. You are not meditating at all. Meditating is paying attention to what you do. Eating, sleeping, toilet, reading newspaper, talking to the people. Don't tell me that you are acting like animal. Because if you keep acting like animal, you will be reborn as an animal. So what is the point to study? You understand? Okay, now we come back to the topic. Why do we have to contemplate the feeling? Is it important? The feeling is a feeling. The feeling is a biological reaction of your body towards the sounds and the light. What you see and what you hear. So the feeling is not important. The feeling has 3 kinds: knowing feeling, unknowing feelings.
So, Master,
The feeling has 3 kinds. One, knowing feeling, because you know what's happened to you. You know the feeling arise, bad or good, or neutral. You know. So knowing feeling. Unknown feeling. That means sometimes You have the feeling, but you don't know it happened. It go into your consciousness and subconsciousness, and Gandhara take you to another life. I give you a very plain example. You are having sex with your husband. Did you observe your feeling, or you just so excited? You don't. You enjoy it. You're indulging to the sexual pleasure. You didn't contemplate the feeling. I don't believe that any of you contemplate when you have sex. No. At that point in time, you're just an animal reacting, biological reacting to the vibration. And if you are acting like the animal, you'll be reborn as an animal. And from the time you get married until now, how many times you had sex with your husband? Maybe 1,000 times. Yeah. How many years? 10 years. 2,000 times. 3,000 times. You would be very surprised. And within that numerous times, you had sex with your husband, not knowing about the feeling, because you're so nervous, you're so enjoyable, you indulging to that conduct. So you are acting like the animal. You see, I give you very, very tough example, but it's real. From the time you married until now, how many years? 10 years. How many times you had sex with your husband? 5,000 times. And 5,000 times are accumulated of the feeling, unknown feeling. And you're acting like the animal. You enjoy it. Like the animal, enjoy it. You don't observe your feeling. See? It's too dangerous. Because if you don't observe your feeling, we are acting like animal. We develop the animal instinct, the animal mind, animal body, animal behavior. And when we are reborn, we will be reborn as an animal because we're living as an animal. So contemplation of the feeling is very important. And the feeling has three kinds. One, knowing the feeling. You know the feeling. When you eat, if you observe the meal, you know your feeling. Feel good. Not this delicious, nothing. After you eat, you go to the toilet, it's nothing. But you feel good about food, good about eating, good about environment where you eat. That's a feeling. Another one is a dissatisfied feeling. When you're eating something so awful, so ugly, and you don't want to get back to the shop again. When you eat something causing you vomiting, would you like to come back that shop to eat something to get the vomiting? No. You just run away. So scared with the shop. See? So the first one is a positive feeling. The second one is a negative feeling. And the third one is not knowing the feeling. Like you're having sex with your husband. You don't know the feeling. When you first married, the first day of the marriage, you are so nervous, you didn't know anything. Your husband manipulated you. The second day, the third day, and after 3 years, 10 years, he keep doing the same. I can tell you, without observing your feeling, Without controlling your feeling, you are actually the garbage bin. He dumping all the garbage, rubbish into you. When he need to dispose specimens, and he try, that's it. He doesn't care about your feeling. You sure that your husband care about your feeling when he has sex with you? No, he just want to satisfy himself. You understand that? So that's the third kind of feeling. Okay. So three kind of feeling. Now, the central issue here is very important. Listen carefully. Would the feeling hurt you? No. Feeling never hurt you. But the way you react to the feeling, that will hurt you. You react to your feeling, that will hurt you so much. It go into your consciousness. Go to Gandhara, take you to another life. If you eat a meal, you got a bad feeling, it doesn't matter. But if you let it go, let the feeling go, drop it, and then nothing will harm you. After you finish the meal, you can tell me, okay, it's awful, master. It's terrible, master. But I let it go, let it go, let it go. And then it wouldn't hurt you because no restriction in your brain about that feeling. But if you react, you tell me, this morning I had breakfast. It's awful. It cost me a lot of money. So, you know, regret is something imposed in your mind. That feeling is not important, but regret, what you regret to the meal, that is important. That register in your mind and go into the consciousness, subconsciousness, and Gandhara. Take you to another life. So, do you understand now? Feeling is not important. But the way you react to the feeling is very important. It specifies your personality, your character, your quality. Like me, if I can control my feeling, somebody insult me, I can control my feeling. I don't react. Remember the story I told you in the sutra, when the Brahmin followed the Buddha and insulting him, at the end of the day, the Brahmin asked the Buddha, are you deaf? Can you hear me? And the Buddha said, yes, I can hear you. Why don't you answer me? Listen, my friend. He always said, my friend. Listen, my friend. Suppose if you have the present, a gift, you give to somebody, and if that person reject the gift, who would the gift return to? The Brahmin told the Buddha, of course, if I give the gift to somebody, I give the present to somebody, and if they refuse to take, I take it back because it's mine. And the Buddha said, yes, 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 that's true. So whatever you said to me, if I don't receive it, if I don't take it, it returns to you. You understand now? You have a choice to express positive action or negative action against the feeling. Can you stop the feeling? No way. No way. The Buddha told us already, even he himself, even the Buddha himself, he cannot stop the feeling. It happened. When you hear something, when you see something, you have the feeling. But if you contemplate seriously, you control the feeling, you control the way you act to the feeling, you manipulate the way you act to the feeling. And you are the master, not the feeling, but the act against the feeling. That's a difference. You understand now? You can feel sad. You can feel dissatisfied. But you have a choice. React or not to react. If you react, you create a karma and you will be reborn. If you don't react, karma stop. No more life. You understand now? You have a choice to react. If your husband say nice thing to you, you cry, you're so happy. Well, that's silly. That's a silly reaction. Remember that because of him, you depart your parent, you depart your mother, your father to follow him. It's unfair to your mother and your father. So whatever he say cannot be redeemable to what you sacrifice for him. You spend the whole life for him. You spend your body, your mind, even your money. You earn the money and you bring home to him. You say, husband, it's my money. You can spend. Did you say that to him? Yes, of course you did. And if you look carefully, contemplate carefully, you can see how serious it is, how silly you are. You work for money. You should bring money home to your mother, to your father. You say, mother, because of you, I am here. I exist because of you. You feed me. You help me. You give me education. Here's my money. You can spend it. I'm happy for you to spend. You should say that to your mother. But you didn't. You did not. You say to your husband, the one who never feed you one day. He just abused you. And then you say, husband, here's my money. Spend it. You're happy for him to spend your money. Let me tell you a lesson. If you die tomorrow, your husband marry another lady, and he will use your money for that lady. Are you happy? You see how silly you are. So the conduct of your body, conduct of your mind, conduct of your reaction to the feeling is very important. It's a quality of life. Because your mother, so you exist. You exist because of your mother. So if you can earn good money, you should give it to your mother, not to your husband. Of course, you can give him a little bit, but not all of them. But you carefully review in your lifetime of marriage. How many years have you been married? Maybe 10 years. All the money you earn, submit it to your husband. How silly you are. You forgot your mother. You actually share a part of your money to your mother. Because your mother is you. You is your mother. You and your mother is one, not two. Everything in your mother is inside of your body, your brain, your food, your milk. You see, she feed you breakfast. She care for you. From the infancy. How many years? 18 years. 20 years. She spent the whole life for you. And when you earn the money, you just give it to some boys. And you name him husband. Is it fair to your mother? So you see, because of your feeling, you got the wrong quality of life. You live in the wrong way. You should say 20% of your salary or your money you earn to your mother, because your body belongs to her, not to your husband. You see, that's the feeling. And you keep acting according to your feeling. You forget one thing: if you die, your husband will spend your money for another lady. For sure, 100%. So you are illogical. Why you are illogical? Because you, every day, you react to the vibration from the environment. So the right side of your brain develops so strong. It's about emotion, about the music, about entertainment. And the left side, which is logical, rational, you did not develop it. And remember one thing the Buddha said: if you cannot develop the logical, rational thinking, you cannot have the wisdom, and you keep samsara. You will be reborn forever. So now you have to do something with your reaction. You cannot stop the feeling. Feeling good, feeling bad, feeling awful, it's okay. But the way you react to your feeling will determine who you are and where you will end up to, where you destiny. You'll be reborn as an animal, or you reborn as man, or you reborn as a deva. It's up to you, the way you react. Whether you react rationally, intelligently, or you react unconsciously, emotionally. So two sides of the brain, your choice, okay? Which one you want? Remember one thing: you cannot control the feeling. The feeling always exists. Liking, disliking, satisfy, dissatisfy. But if you develop the left side of your brain, rational thinking, systematic thinking, logical thinking, you will have the better quality of life. Remember another thing: you live only once. You have only one life to live, not a second chance. So do the best, live the best life, not a second. Don't take the second or the third category. Take the best, because you live only once, no more. And every day you are growing up, you think you are happy. One day you growing up, that means one day you come closer to the cemetery. You nearly die. You die every day. You have to look after yourself. So contemplation of the feeling, to know that it exists, and we choose, select the proper one, the proper reaction. The way you react will create a karma, not the feeling. Remember this, the first lesson, the second lesson, I told you the brain controls the feeling, perception, mental formation, and consciousness. Remember that? The brain, when the brain dead, all four gone. You don't have the feeling, you don't have perception, you don't have mental formation, you don't have the consciousness when you die, because the brain die, all four gone. But the way you react to the feeling will generate the karma. And that karma will take you to another life. Now you get the point? Do you? Okay. I think that's enough for today. Every day, the lesson becomes tougher, difficult, more difficult. But listen, if you don't practice, you cannot understand the next lesson. So from now on until Monday, you have to do observation on your body, how you feel, how you react, eating, sleeping, toilet, reading newspaper, going to the movie, even having sex with your husband. How did you feel? You feel he loves you, or he just want to satisfy what he needs? Did he care about you? Did he care about your feeling? If you do observation, you will see. You will see. I know you are not stupid. You all hear very good. But the problem is you never pay attention to your feeling and your reaction. So when eating, sleeping, going to the toilet, talking, reading, you have to do observation, how you feel. One, how you react. Two, can you change it? Three, first, identify the feeling. Second, how you react to that feeling. Three, can you change the way you react to that feeling? Three things you have to do from now until Monday. Okay? And keep contemplation. If on Monday I hear negative response, I terminate the class because no point. You can follow it. It's good for your benefit. But if you don't practice, that means you don't like the lesson. And if you don't like the lesson, I am useless. And if I'm useless, I terminate the lecture. I feel horrible because I didn't help you. Okay? So observe everything. Eating, sleeping, toilet, reading newspaper, going to the movie, take your daughter to the ice cream shop, and even having sex with your husband. Observe your feeling. You really love him, or he loves you, or he just wants to satisfy himself without caring of you. And you get used to it. You think it's okay, it's okay. But is it okay to get into samsara yourself? Without anybody, without parent, without husband, without son and daughter. You go into the samsara yourself because of that feeling and because of the reaction to the feeling. Stupid reaction to the feeling which create the karma. And you are the one who take the consequence, not husband, not your son, not your daughter, not your mother. So you have to make a wise choice. Okay? Shall we close here? Any question? I can tell you every day the lesson will be very difficult. That's why in the first month, I try to build up the foundation. So you have to review all the lesson again and again, okay? Come back to review it so that next lesson you will understand. Otherwise, you
Master,
get lost.
I have 2 questions.
Okay, go ahead.
One question about the process when the feeling arise. So it's very quickly the feeling arise, and there will be a thinking, a thought toward the feeling. So the thought toward the feeling if it's give the feeling a meaning. So it's very in my case, I see if the thoughts is with the understanding, and sometimes the thought is with understanding. So if the thought is with understanding, so the reaction is different. So that's the one question. Is that the process, feeling, thought, reaction? So
No,
the reaction can be.
no, it's not important. Whether it's you have the positive and negative reaction, it's not important. As soon as you have a reaction, you create a karma. And the karma is the opposite with the wisdom. The wisdom is let it go. Drop it, throw it away. Doesn't matter whether it's good or bad, it's still rubbish. It takes you to the samsara because it creates the karmic energy. So the good person in practice satipatthana, they let it go.
So
Whether
for
the bad
example,
feeling or the good feeling,
Master,
just let it go.
For example, when I have the teeth, pick up two teeth, so the pain there. So if with the understanding, I will react, oh, it hurt. But with understanding, it will overcome. It will be, it's normal. So that kind of understanding also not good.
No. It's about the reaction.
Okay.
It's about reaction. You have to make a choice of your reaction. And the choice is to let it go. It's not worth for you to react. If you consider the reaction in connection with the samsara, if you react, you will subject yourself to the samsara for 1,000,000 lives. Next life, you'll be reborn again, a 1,000,000 lives. The question is whether it's worth to do it. Of course, you are smart. You say, no, it's not worth. So let it go. Throw it away. Negative feeling, positive feeling, don't react. Just let it go. If somebody blame you, let it go. Somebody appraise you, let it go. It's not worth for you to take into your ear, to your consciousness. If your son tell you, oh, mommy, you are so good, let it go. Don't feel excited and react. If you immediately react, you create the karmic energy. Okay, just let it go. Remember one thing, karmic energy is the one to take you to another life. Not your husband, not your son, not your daughter, not your money, not your feeling, but the way you create, you react. Okay, the way you react create the karmic energy, and that karmic energy take you to another life. If the wise person, okay, if they have the wisdom, they just let it go. Oh, the rubbish. You name it, appraisal, you name it, blame. But it's nothing, it's just a feeling. You feel good about something, you say it's good. If you feel bad about something, you say it's bad. I give you one example. If I insulting you, you may have the bad feeling. You say, Master, you keep insulting me. You don't have the good feeling. That's a negative feeling. Negative reaction, that's number one. Number two, if you are wiser, you say, good, Master, you wake me up, you beat me so that I become stronger. I develop my better quality of life. So it depends on where you stand, what kind of reaction you choose. The more I beat you, the stronger you are. You see, if you take a positive standing, but if you take a negative standing, you say, I'm very sad. Master, you keep abusing me. So it's up to you to choose. You understand? If you want to grow up. But the best way is to let it go, because nothing worth. Blame or appraiser, it's just in your mind, the feeling, and you define it. You give it interpretation. You give it a name. Like you put everything in a box and you put the label on that. You say, good. If somebody can drink the tablets, they can live forever. And somebody still believe it. You know, if you drink a bottle of water and somebody say, never die, water, okay, you will survive forever if you drink that kind of water. You know how many people believe? 1 million people believe. They went to Paris, they went to France, they tried to drink the water from the fountain, and they say it's good to cure all the diseases and live forever. They went to the India, and they went to the 4 holy sites, and they say, okay, I drink the water because the water is so good. And even somebody put themselves, their body, under the Ganges River. According to the Indian culture, they said, Indian Ganga River water will purify yourself. You believe it? You commit a sin, you take a bath in the Ganga River and it wash all the sins away. Don't be silly. We know. So just let it go. It's not worth appraisal or blame. It's nothing. So the Buddha say, don't let it obstruct your practice. No matter if people appraise you, if people blame you, if you take it seriously, it will obstruct you in your practice, and you are attaching to the self. You identify you with this, the blame or the appraisal, and then you get the bad feeling and you react badly, and it creates the bad karmic energy, and you come to the samsara. Next slide. Okay, another question.
So another question about the observation. Sometimes I observe and then I see it. There's separate between the observation and this kind of body. So I'm not sure, is it a delusion or?
No, it's
like,
not delusion. It's just because you don't practice seriously. If you practice seriously every day, you will see your wisdom improve and the observation skill will improve. Whatever happened in your feeling, you know immediately. You know immediately, but it takes time. Okay, like you are studying from the grade 1 to grade 12 and to university, it takes time. Not just one day you become the university student. No way. You have to practice. And listen carefully. Meditation is not sitting and closing your eye. Meditation is knowing what you do in every moment. Eating, sleeping, talking, reading newspaper, going to the toilet, even having sex with your husband. You have to question yourself. He really loves you, or he wants to satisfy himself. He used you as the sex object, like a garbage bin. And in many cases, I can tell you, 99.9% is true. People complain to me already. Your husband treat you like the garbage bin. He only satisfy what he needs. He doesn't care about your feeling. And some lady, they got a problem with the traumatic diseases or the mental problem. But husband forced her to have sex. And they complained to me, Master, can you tell my husband? I said, no way I can tell him. It's not my job to tell him. It's your job to tell him. Okay? You have to understand it. You have to protect yourself. If you don't protect yourself, if you don't act wisely, you actually create karmic energy. It takes you to another life. So meditation is about observation, whatever happened in your feeling and the way you react to that feeling. Okay? Every minute, everything you do, eating, sleeping, talking, writing, listening to the music, or doing something, you have to observe your feeling. In the rain, in the hot season, when you turn on the air condition, how do you feel? And how do you react? You have to know. You have to know your feeling. That's the number one. Number two, you have to know why you react to that kind of feeling. And number three, can you change that kind of reaction? I give you very terrible example. Okay, if one day your husband approach you and he want to have sex with you, at that time you are painful because you have period. You know, women, they usually have the monthly period, and you don't want that, but your husband want that. He insist that, and he forced you to have sex. What did you have? What kind of feeling you have, and how you react to him? You have to know. You have a right to say no, 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 stop, stop, stop. I don't want that. If you don't, you got into the problem because it's go into subconsciousness. The hatred go into subconsciousness. And next life, you will be reborn again with the hatred. And everybody, when they die with the hatred feeling, they always be reborn in the four lower realm. Okay, animal, hungry ghost, Atula, and hell. They cannot run away because the bad feeling. So you have to control the feeling, react your feeling. Okay, when you got the feeling, you cannot stop it. Nobody can stop the feeling because what you see, you hear, you taste, always arising the feeling. The only thing you can do is to control your reaction to the feeling. And that is meditation. Meditation and contemplation of the feeling is to control, first to understand, second to control your feeling, your reaction to the feeling. That's very important. You can control your reaction. You can have a choice to react or not to react. But you cannot control your feeling because feeling is a biological reaction. When the weather is too hot, you feel very bad. You cannot stop that feeling. You cannot cheat yourself. You say, no, 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 I still feel good. No, don't tell a lie. When it's too hot, you feel terrible. But you can have a choice, okay, to react to that feeling. In the case of the weather, one, you can turn on the air conditioner. Two, you can go out and go to the tree shadow. Three, you can go to the movie theater, buy a ticket and enjoy the air condition with the movie. And you can sleep in the movie. Nobody care. You can enjoy the air condition. Three, you can take your son and your daughter to the ice cream shop where they have the air conditioner. You see, you can have many ways to react. And it's up to you to react. No point. It's not good when you got the bad weather and you just sit down and crying, Master, the weather is terrible, it's too hot. I don't believe that you are dummy, you know. Oh, you is very good. You have reaction. Okay. We stop here. Somebody pray for dedication. Minnie, can you pray? You don't know how to pray. How can the Buddha save you? You only pray to your husband. Okay. Minnie, pray, please.
May I never in everybody like me today. We can understand what your mother teach. Sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu.
Okay. May everybody be wise and happy, and see you on Monday. Try to observe every minute your reaction. Okay. Your reaction is very important. You have to observe the feeling and then your reaction to that feeling. And then you know that you do the right thing or do the wrong thing, or why you did it. You will know. And by knowing why you do a certain thing, reacting the way you see you are reacting to your feeling, and then you can change it for your better. And it make your better quality, okay? Better personality. Okay, see you on Monday.
Thank you, Master.